Yeah, that nigga stupid. Mike, you straight?
Yeah, I'm good
Y'all
now.
niggas good? You straight?
I don't know. I'm thinking I should put a hat on to hide the sweat.
Shut.
Can you see my sweat?
I can't see it.
All right.
Not from right here. But I don't know what the camera gonna do.
No
You want
problem.
a paper towel?
I got a towel.
Do you want us to
No, I got a
time?
towel. I'm good.
Are they going? Oh, is it on there?
You about to put a Jadakiss on? Like, what you doing?
Is we live?
Yeah, L. Yo, Jackson 1616, man. What up? Creator and host, the One Mic Stand. Whoa, shit. Am I drunk already? I might be drunk
I hope
already.
so.
1/3 of Sex with Stranger. Shout out to Seeing Juice. What up? What up? Fruck is popping. What's going on, man? Where we at? We in Houston.
H-Town.
I'm back in Houston
That's right.
with the homies, with the fam, with the crew, all that, man. So, anytime I link up with them, you know what I'm saying, I got to kind of have them on the show, on set. So that's what we're doing right now. I'm going to let them introduce themselves. I know y'all have seen them before, but I'm going to let them introduce themselves so y'all can tell them, you know what I'm saying, where they can find y'all, your social media, if you want to be found, if you don't want to be found, all that good shit. So we get start with my man Trav over here, man.
Hey,
And this is the main camera. I forgot to tell y'all. That's the main camera. We all are actually in both of them, but that's cam A.
Cam A.
Yeah.
Okay. What's really good? Travis here, or as they say, Trav. So St. Louis STL 314. The Instagram is T Davis 314.
All right. And you?
Toya. I'm sorry, I'm playing.
There's a
here's my
smile.
Instagram.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna be cheesing on this motherfucker. Y'all keep
Cheese.
talking about me. My Instagram is her chocolate face. I have no clue what
You got
that
some
is.
underscores in there.
I don't know where they are.
It's all good. I'll put it on the screen.
And on Mike, Instagram is me's314 underscore somewhere in there, I think.
These niggas
Maybe
drunk
not.
as hell. All right, man. And then we also got a couple of we got some subs too if they want to tag in.
Special
We're
guest.
gonna get y'all later or whatever. But what I wanted to talk about, man, and I kind of briefly spoke to you guys about it. I was trying to figure out a good topic that we could kind of. I was trying to figure out a good topic that we could kind of talk about. And actually, Toya, I was talking to you about this. Maybe I think it was yesterday where you was talking about relationships and sex and shit like that. And what I was saying was I've kind of gotten to the point where I've talked about that shit like so much that I kind of think it feels like low hanging fruit. So I'll be trying to figure out more mature, intellectual like kind of conversations to have. So that's why I thought this one was gonna be a really good one. So we've all basically been friends for like over 20 years or whatever, right? So, and anytime that like say for instance when y'all came to the show in Houston, the Sex with Strangers show, or even when you came to Atlanta, like when I did the One Mic Stand show, like the whole one-man band shit. People are always super kind of like amazed that we've been able to cultivate a friendship for like over 2 decades and like still actually be cool, not really have like fallouts, not really have, I ain't gonna say not have fights or disagreements, but just not have fallouts. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and people find that to be like supremely rare for some reason. So since we were gonna be together, I figured that we could kind of talk about what it's actually like to have a friendship last for so long, starting from childhood and then going into adulthood, and like starting where we've all kind of seen each other evolve into like who we are as adults and mature into who we are as adults. Or maybe in some places we haven't matured. Maybe some places we haven't grown or haven't evolved or whatever. So I just wanted to so I figured that would be
Some of us remain the same.
so I figured that would be an interesting kind of conversation to have amongst friends because we kind of know each other, really, really well. And shit like that. So, and like I said, I don't think a lot of people have been blessed enough to have friendships that damn near last their whole entire lives. You know what I'm saying? So I think it would be interesting for people to kind of see and like kind of take a look behind that curtain. So I guess we could start with like pick somebody. I'm talking to all of y'all, but like pick someone, right? And give us like a brief description of how they were when we first met or when y'all first met them versus like how they are now. And matter of fact, y'all can just start with me since I'm the host. So whoever wants to start that, y'all can start with me.
All right, I met Jamal. We was hooping together in high school, and he didn't have no friends.
That's hilarious.
But at the time, hell, I ain't had no friends either at that
Nigga,
school.
because we was fucking freshmen in high school, nigga.
Well,
so we didn't know nobody. And y'all, actually, I came from public school. So I feel like I honestly really didn't know anybody because I didn't come from like the Lutheran school system.
And we didn't either.
Because I went to River. Okay,
yeah.
right. Got you.
View.
But go ahead, my bad.
So we met each other, I think at the freshman mixer or something like that. He had this orange South Pole hoodie, and so at the time I'm very competitive, and I called him. I thought he was like, all right, this dude kind of unathletic, but I'm gonna carry the team. If he end up on my team, but he actually was pretty dope at basketball and athletics overall, and he was also very competitive. And I think the competition part through the years and his dedication allowed me to know that whatever he put his mind to, he was going to be successful with it. So whether it had been baseball or writing or rapping or podcasting, whatever it was, making clothes, whatever it was like he was going to be dedicated to it. He's probably the most dedicated person to his craft that I know. Even starting at an early age, like when most people was out drinking and smoking, not me, but when other people was out drinking and smoking. But no, like, when other people was out drinking and smoking, like he was dedicated to his craft, and it showed me how to be dedicated to whatever I needed to do. So, and in that way, he's grown now, and it's still the same. He when he shows his dedication and focused in, like he's going to get it done, and it's important to have somebody that's like that, not only for their growth, but so they can kind of show you the way, because he's shown me the way in a lot of different things on how to be focused and dedicated.
Damn, that's dope, bro. Thank you.
Real talk.
I appreciate that, man. Nah, because you know what though, like, because sometimes you don't. Or I don't realize that other people see me, or that other people are even paying attention to what it is that I'm trying to do, or what it is that I'm like aspiring to be. You know what I'm saying? Because you kind of get so locked in and like laser focused on just trying to achieve some shit, and like if you haven't achieved it yet, like you still kind of feel like you're not successful for real. And I don't know if that's me. I don't know if that's just like some black shit where you kind of feel like until you reach the ultimate success, like you don't have no influence. You know what I'm saying? And I still kind of like really battle with that like today, where it's like sometimes I feel invisible because I'm not where I want to be yet. So sometimes it's like I can't even imagine like other people looking at me as like an inspiration or an example, because it's like
people I've been frustrated with you lately.
All right, well, let's talk about it.
I'm just saying, it's just knowing where you started from with the whole videography. Is that how you say it?
You did right.
And seeing how you got to where you are, like on your own, like you are self-taught. You just picked up a camera and was like, I'm gonna do this, and everything that you put together is always amazing. And it's amazing to me, like even when we were in New Orleans, I was telling Diana, like, he'll be like, just hold the camera right here, and I'll be like, nigga, it's like a corner of a store, like who gives a fuck? And then when I see you put it together and how everything comes together, I'm like, this nigga got a good eye. And so when I see you on Instagram saying like certain things that are like downing yourself, but I know you're saying it because somewhere you believe, you know that you got it. You just haven't gotten to where you want to be. but that takes work. And are you doing the work? But it's not gonna come quick.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like I see the greatness. I believe in you, and I feel like you are bomb already. I just want your hustle to just step up a little more. But seeing you say the things that you say about yourself, like putting it into the atmosphere, that part I don't like. Like you doing your affirmations and stuff now, but it's like, do you really believe that shit, or are you just trying to believe it?
Yeah, it's the latter. I'm trying to. And what's funny though is like from playing like I've always been like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I've always had the utmost confidence actually like in myself and in my talent. But when you don't achieve the astronomical goals that I've always like tried to achieve, when you don't achieve them, like it still leaves like doubt
It's
there.
things.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cause like, and sometimes that's even it's even more hurtful to know that you're actually good at something, but to know that you still have not become successful at that thing that you're good at.
Mm-hmm.
So that is like, that's kind of been like like where I've always stood on that, whether it be with baseball, with podcasting, with videography, like with all that shit, like with all those things, I felt like I was always good at them, but the world don't know that yet. You know what I mean? So it takes a toll.
If the world doesn't know, everything happens the way it's supposed to happen. So whatever people that you're supposed to reach, you gonna reach. The people you're supposed to inspire, you gonna inspire. The people that's gonna look at you and be like, damn, he did that shit with a fucking iPhone. Let me get my shit out and let me see what I can do. Like, that's really what, fuck the world. It's the smaller, like us, that you inspire and that we gonna inspire somebody else because of something you did. Like, that's like the bigger picture to me. Like, fuck the world.
Right. I feel you. I mean, I feel you. It's really something that I'm constantly working on. Like even now as an adult, as old as I am, like that's some shit that, like the pep talks that you give me, that y'all be giving me, like I'm getting that from all angles.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I get that from all angles. I mean, I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? But it's me though. So like, it's gonna take some unlearning and purposely, deliberately like talking to myself different. That's the whole reason I started the affirmation shit, like the mirror talk shit. And sometimes I know it'd be over the top, but it'd be over the top because I'm getting used to, I gotta like coach my brain to like believe the shit that I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So that's actually been one of my personal evolutionary things is just trying to be more like outwardly confident. I mean, and we talked about this like a year ago. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even ever since that conversation. Like, and I know it's funny because like when I have y'all on the pod and we joke and we talk shit, I know sometimes it might seem like shit go in one ear and out the other, but I really take bits and pieces of everything that people say about me because that's, I'm always trying to improve and shit like that.
I think she
I know that
hit
feeling.
a good point.
People think it go in one ear and out the other.
I think she hit a good point because it's like when you have a goal and it's not met, it's like, man, what is your psyche doing to yourself when that goal is not met? And then it's like, do I lower the goal? Do I, like what's next in that point? But your story is out there, you know what I'm saying? And that's what makes it even doper because, I mean, after the baseball situation, you could have just, I ain't making no more goals. I'm just going to live the life that people want me to live. I'm going to go get me a job. I'm going to go get, and I'm not going to try to dream or imagine anymore, and it didn't happen. And so, but I think any listener here who, if you've ever failed at a goal and it's like, man, what do you do next? And it's easy cliche to say, oh, you just make more goals, but like, fuck that. Like, what if that shit was your shit and you good at it and then it don't happen? So like I said, we've learned a lot through you. I think on the topic of friendship, to keep it going, like I think you had mentioned the word evolve, and it came off to me like you start somewhere and then you go somewhere else, and you kind of stay in that mind state, and that's not realistic. I think with friendship and evolving, it goes from you start somewhere, you go somewhere, and then you go back to where the fuck you was. Then you go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Then you go to another. You know what I mean?
Friendships is fucking work.
Yeah.
And then the friends, we just following you and supporting or guiding you wherever the hell you going. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like people be thinking like, oh, they evolved, they progressed. It's like, man, you might have started here. You might have thought this was the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I started here, and then they went here, and then they went lower than the fucking spot that they went, and we just following. You know what I'm saying? We just riding out wherever the hell it is. We gonna be right motherfucking here.
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure that whatever listener knows, man, it ain't just they started here and then they went up. Like motherfuckers don't go back down or below where the fuck they was.
Yeah.
Like hell nah. Like
I know this ain't my show, but have any of y'all ever got into it where y'all stopped talking?
nah.
At least
Got
not
into it,
not
sure.
Not on my count.
No, it's hard to get into it with him because he's always a laughable guy.
I'll be chilling. Too.
Yeah,
I
he's a
just be
chill
chilling.
guy.
You know
So
what I'm saying?
Like, oh, you got attitude? Oh, okay.
Now I will say,
but
I
my
will
bad,
say that it's been times where he didn't want to communicate because of whatever he was going through.
That's a fact.
But we didn't. I'm finna call you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if you don't pick up, I'm not gonna take it those kind of way. I'm gonna call your ass again. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep motherfucking calling. You know.
You know what? That's a because I was only on my side of like my depression shit, right? Mm-hmm. How did that make you feel or y'all feel? And I don't know if I ever apologized for that shit, but my bad.
no
You know what
apology
I'm saying?
needed.
Because like I didn't talk to I wasn't talking to nobody, bro. I wasn't talking to y'all niggas. I wasn't talking to my mom, my pop, like, and they would do the same shit. They would just call me.
Yeah.
And, you know, and that was when I was with Brittany or whatever, and I wasn't even really talking to her. Like the phone was to my ear, but my head wasn't.
Yeah, like
wasn't
at
there. Like, you know what I'm
first
saying?
I thought it was like, man, I'm calling this nigga before 9, so maybe he don't have a minutes. And then
Classic. After, only call me back after 9. Classic.
You aging us, bro.
I don't care.
If you ain't in that fade
So I was
5,
like, yo, let me make sure I
forgot
call
about
after 9 every day. And then after that, you know, I'm like, man, I know it's free. I know it's free because mine is free. I know it's free.
this is real talk.
That's so funny.
But no, but nah, man, you don't gotta apologize for that. Like I never took
Definitely
it
not.
no kind of way. Like I said, when you have a goal and your goal is not met, and then whatever goal it is, whether it be to be in a relationship with somebody and it goes further, or whatever the goal is, to have a certain job, whatever it is, it's like when that goal is not met, you need time to refocus. You need time to sulk. Like you need time to sulk. Like people just like, man, you supposed to just roll and roll with. Nah, fuck. You need time to think on your plan or on what's next. You need time to be angry at yourself or angry at the world or whatever. You need that time.
It's about knowing each other because, I mean, we all deal with whatever L's we take differently. So, you know, I'm a realist, so I know it's a part of life. So if you're going through something, because we've all had our distant moments over the years. Like if it was me because of my work schedule when I was deep in the auto industry, it was like, shit, I'm working 12, 14 hours a day, 6, 7 nights a week. So no, I ain't talking to everybody the way I used to. Or when I'm taking my L's when I wasn't sleeping and shit, and it was affecting my life because of the sleep apnea or the insomnia shit. Well, you know, the crew checked on me. So I say all that to say, when you was going through your shit, I took it like, okay, he's going through something. If he feels that it benefits him to share it with us, then cool. If not, then okay, then I'll let him, because, you know, I have my barbaric, like, okay, he's a man, he gonna handle it on his own type of shit. and I do, and then I hold you to the expectation because you know how I am on, you know, the man's man shit. So it's like, all right, he going through whatever, if it's with chick or with baseball or with whatever. My assumption is, all right, he's handling it. If he needs some help handling it, then he'll come to us. But then still, we're not ignoring you. But then if you're, in a sense, ignoring us, then it's like, all right, you're going through whatever, don't want to be bothered. And maybe naive on my part. I mean, eventually he'll come around, and I think that's how it's been with all of us.
Yeah.
I'm about to put Toya in the blast for a minute. Do you forgive and forget, or do you just do one or the other?
One or the other.
Yeah.
What make you ask that?
He like, yeah.
Because that's part of the, like I said, that's part like when somebody fuck up or if we did get in an argument. 'Cause I haven't got in any situation with any of you all, but with other family members or whatever, things happen, and it's like, you forgive and I say forgive and forget, but shit, I don't forget shit.
Yeah, like I feel like I've been forgiven for my drunkenness, but then nobody forgets it. So
Right.
Because I know it's times where some may have been a little irritated as I've been, under the influence.
Yeah.
But like, what is forgiving though? Like when it comes to friend, like what is forgiving?
To me, forgiving is like I don't want to say you giving somebody a pass, but you kind of like letting them back in your good graces because you care about them that much because you actually want them in your life. But in order for y'all to kind of like move forward, you kind of just have to be like, it's cool, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? It happened. It is what it is. I still love you. Like, try not to do that shit no more. But like, let's just keep it moving. Cause I value
the bigger picture,
your place or your presence in my life so much so where I want to forgive you so that we can get past it, so we can get back to whatever type of relationship that we did have before whatever happened.
And I think that solidifies the friendship amongst us. I mean, again, can't nobody get into it with him, but we know, the homie who ain't here, Kerry. I know y'all done had some yelling matches when we've rode on the highways before. I know the funniest time me and Kerry came nose to nose outside of Uncle Bill's that one night.
I remember that.
Yeah, but that's us, I think, that's us protecting our own man pride. Like, hold on, who you talking to? And we'll go at it, but then we realize the bigger picture. All right, this is my homie. It's like my brother. I love him. We had our moment. And it never gets personal past that moment. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, and I think that we do accept each other for who and what we are, in a sense, for better or for worse. Like, none of us are perfect, and some have more flaws than others. But I feel what overall has kept us close, literally 2+ decades, is I feel, and y'all can tell me if you agree or disagree, we all have this kind of mindset of I am who I am. Fuck you if you have a problem with it. That's your problem.
No, that's kind of just you.
Probably just me. So, but it's like, but I say it to the point because no one's come to me, which is interesting when you say like, I remember when we was in Dallas and the homie Jazz was like, this is cool. I wish I had friends like this. I did peep that. Mm-hmm. Like, I get that in passing. But aside from her, I don't get that as much.
I get that. Well, I get that a lot just kind of based on me living in a bunch of different places, from like playing ball or like the pot, or just me being in different circles with different types of people. Like, cause I've heard it from obviously Jazz. I've heard it from my Philly people like Nick and C and Juice doing with the pod and shit like that. And then if y'all ever notice, right, especially with Mike, cause Mike he done lived in a bunch of cities too. Like he has like his teacher community, or so anytime that we get together as a group, we never have any problem meshing with another friend group. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like when we come down to Houston and Mike introduced us to his teacher homies, like we all just meshed. Mm-hmm. Or like when y'all came to Houston for the Sex and Strangers pod and I introduced y'all to my other homies, like y'all just meshed.
They're like family.
And that don't apparently that don't happen a lot. True.
Because what I usually get on feedback is kind of the why or how we're all friends. Because we're all different, especially with the fellas, right? So when me and Kerry is living in Kansas City at the same time and we tight, even from his wife, and I think before you got married, in fact, it was at Fudge Wedding where she first met Kerry, and we try to warn her like, look, Kerry is Kerry. But she's like, how the fuck are y'all friends? Like, because I am who I am, which I have a different demeanor than you.
Absolutely.
And I have a different demeanor than you, but then Carrie, but then to that point though, but then Carrie also has a different demeanor than all of us.
Right,
and then
right.
your demeanor is different than all of us. So then what I think has been unique, and that's why I said what I said, is that, you know, Carrie is who he is and he don't apologize for it. And I think you are who you are. Whether if it was us as teenagers, you in your 20s, or us in our 30s, you are who you are, and no one apologizes for it. And I'll say for me, that's what keeps me, I would say, I don't want to say it the wrong way, but attracted to our friendship. Not attracted to you all physically, but like attracted to our friendship.
nigga.
So that's what keeps me attracted
cool.
to us as a crew.
It's cool.
Like,
You got a strong back, nigga. You a handsome guy, man.
so that's what keeps me attracted to our friendship and our camaraderie and chemistry as a whole, is that I know Mike is who he is, no matter how or when or how much or whatever I criticize him for, if it's his hair or anything else.
Thank you.
You, and then however y'all come at me with my wardrobe choices or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I am who I am, but then it's accepted. While we still will speak on it, it's accepted. And I think that's what, to me, has added to the chemistry over the years.
I think too, because I'm glad that you actually mentioned it, because I was gonna touch on how we're all so different, but yet
So close.
we mesh really, really well. And I actually do think that it's I don't think any of us are so sensitive to the point where nobody can take a joke, nobody can you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody gets mad like when you talk shit about them, or even on some serious, like checking somebody or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's the one thing that I value too, because it's like how some crews might have, like, say I might talk shit about Mike, but to you while he not here. Or I might talk shit to you about Trav while he not here. Like, we gonna just talk shit right to you.
Right. We saying it all together,
Like, you know
or
what I'm
all
saying?
in the same text
Or
chat. Yeah.
if you just happen to not be here at the moment, and I'm talking to Mike about you, when you get in the room, we gonna
It's the
reiterate
same
that
energy,
shit.
yeah,
Like, you know what I'm
same
saying?
energy, yeah, that's
and
real.
I think it's just like a mutual, like, respect, just, you know, amongst all of us, to where it's like we've been homies for so long that it's no motive to be malicious.
Yeah, it all comes from a good place. Again,
what
like
I'm
I said, when we have, and again, fallout is a bad word for it, but when we have whatever disagreements or just opposite opinions, it all comes from a good place. I mean, I might come off whatever toxic or whatever, but it comes from a good place.
I want to know how y'all feel about because I don't want to leave Toya. I don't want to leave you out.
I had a question for her too.
Okay, go ahead.
Toya, what do you think the difference is between that you've seen, because you've been around both the male friendships and pitfalls and the
Is that you? You used to say female. You used to say female friendships.
yes.
That's what I was.
What was there? What was the difference between the both?
Because like when I asked y'all, have y'all ever like fell out of taking breaks, and y'all like, no, man, we in this. Them too. We have had several breaks, several breakups. Like, let's separate. Let's
why
go
do
to
you
the
think that
corners
is?
and come back.
It's all because of Toya, though. Just throwing it out.
Do y'all want to tag? Do y'all want to tag
Somebody
in?
might need to tag in.
Do y'all want to? Y'all want to
Want
sit
to tag
down?
me out?
You can tag in.
Sit down.
Come on.
Let them sit down.
Yeah, make some space.
Make some
Or
space.
somebody can sit here and I'll just put the mic in the middle.
Yeah.
Do I need to move?
You good? If y'all go off, fit on there, y'all should.
Or Tori, I can bring a stool over there if you want to sit on the stool over there.
There he goes.
Just swing it this way. Swing it.
Shit, that's some ice.
You need a coaster. Ooh, I feel.
You can take my coaster. My coaster and shit in my jeans.
Welcome,
Oh, y'all
Diana.
good?
Welcome, Cameras.
This nigga talking about some welcome, like they wasn't in the room the whole fucking time and shit. But since y'all tagged in, because look, they wanted to sit on the side or sit on the outside first because they were super nervous. They didn't know how it was gonna go. They was like, "Can we curse?" You know what I'm saying? Do I gotta raise my hand to talk and shit like that? And I was like, "Nah, man, y'all good." So they just sat on the side. They just, I guess, like, got the vibe or whatever. And now, since something triggering was said, since something triggering has been said, they have now tagged in and they are now part of the conversation. So go ahead and just introduce yourselves real quick so that people know who you are. And just talking. So you can swing the mic. So just make sure you're talking into the microphone.
Okay. I'm Diana. Hello. You can find me on Instagram, Ms_Anna_.
She knows her underscore.
She just looked up. She just looked up. You know, you should do it like
I just checked that 2 minutes ago.
Hi, y'all. I'm Kim Maurice, better known as Cam. What's my name? Kim Maurice Elise on Facebook. And what is it?
A chocolated woman.
And some underscores under there. Yeah.
All right. So we can hop right back into the conversation. So what were y'all? What's the fallout situation? Why did y'all fall out so many times? Or?
We don't fall out. We take breaks.
We take breaks.
We have to take breaks from Toya.
So don't say we.
We take breaks.
Well, yeah.
We
I
take
don't
breaks.
know,
We
some
can.
of it
You
be my
said we
fault,
can be
too.
honest. Oh, it don't be my fault.
Okay.
I love it.
I'ma speak.
I've taken a break from you before though.
Why? It wasn't because of me.
Yeah, it was.
Why?
I took a break from you the first time remember when we used to go out a lot and it seemed like you was having like a little angry spell. Like every time you would drink, you was if a woman looked at
Don't
me.
do this character on the thing.
No, I'm just saying this is before. If somebody looked at me crazy
not.
in the club, she was ready to fight. And I'm fine, but she ready to fight. And I felt like every time we was going out, like she was just angry. And I'm like, I don't know what it is. I need sis to get it together. So I took a little break. Another time I took a break from her was right before you came to Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
But she probably was taking a break it was probably mutual. But my break was because the person that you were with felt like I was telling you to not be with them anymore. And they said that to me. But I felt like she wasn't saying, no, that's not true. Like, it was kind of... So, like, he had this... I feel like most of his hatred for me was from things that were not facts.
Yeah.
So, I didn't like that.
Did you felt that way? Did you know for sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's things that he thought were a certain way, and that's not really what it was. Because I was... the safety net. Oh, Toya did this, or Toya said this, or So that's how I was to him. So he had a hatred for me, but didn't really know who I was because it was just off of.
Now, how long?
That's true.
How long have you all been friends?
I've known Cam since I was 7. She hated me in middle school, so we became friends.
We gotta
in
say
high
it. Gotta
school.
say it. Freshman year.
Freshman year.
No,
In middle school?
I didn't like her ass.
Really? That's funny.
Wow.
I was cool with both days.
Right. That's what I'm thinking. Like, yeah, I
But
guess.
I've known, so in like lengths is her first, then him, then well, y'all was kind of at the same time.
So how would you say, like, being that you're part of that friend group, but you're also part of our friend group, like, how do the friend groups differ besides?
We just emotional.
Okay.
I'm not.
She is emotional.
I'm emotional,
Yes.
but I always look for what I give in return. And since they are not emotional, it's not going to be reciprocated. So I've had to learn how to accept how they love, how they want to be cool, how they give advice, when they get sick of me because I'm clingy and stuff like that. So I've had to kind of learn how to navigate. I'm kind of getting better with Cam. We great. But like with Cam, I'm just now feeling like I kind of get it, and I've been trying to navigate around the things that she does that I don't really care for. Like
When y'all get close to like fallouts, right? What's the
not we
or
take
break
breaks.
taking breaks when you get close or on the brink of just even considering, like, damn, do I need to take a break from her, or like even just asking yourself that question, like, what makes you what are the things that make you say that this friendship is still worth like fighting for?
I would say because I mean that's my girl. I love her, but I say for me not to lose it altogether, that's why I take the break. Where I'm like, you know what, I don't want to have a bad fallout. It's just that it's okay to take breaks. That's the healthy thing to do, in my opinion, with a friend.
Have
You
y'all
know-
always lived in the same city?
Until I
Maybe
moved
that-
to Dallas.
Maybe that's our secret buffer
Yeah, y'all all
sauce.
live different.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
'Cause y'all
That's
used to
Because
real.
miss each
Because
other.
we kind of been
Yeah.
separated. Because
Since
we all
high
went
school.
to.
Yeah.
We
Right
linked
after y'all
up.
graduated, y'all
We
all-
re-linked up in college,
really?
year 3, year 4 in college. But yeah, aside from that, we've always
Well, then that's what it was.
been separate cities.
Yeah.
Then me and Carrie re-linked up for a few years in KC. Yeah,
And he was ready to take a break.
And then that's what it was.
because I mean we were neighbors. Yeah, I mean we was literally he lived right below me. I lived right up top. We were neighbors. So yeah, and as much as I was drinking in Kansas City, I can imagine.
Now, what are some of the things that
Hold on for a second, Jamal. I think that the guys like we are very like Travis has said, like competitive wise, and male ego.
Male ego is
huge,
real.
and we have to manage that male ego. Like I said, when we get into arguments or whatever have you, you know, it's still that man factor here. Like, well, hold on, like you're not gonna disrespect me as a man. But I also think that on the female end of the friendship is more so like the communication is like really, really important for even if you taking a break, it's like, let me ask you this. When y'all were taking a break, like, did you all tell each other, I need to break from you?
or did you just
No.
And that's
And we
what-
should
and
have.
that-
But we should have. But we was younger then. We haven't done it like
Right.
25 and up maybe. I don't
Like
know.
literally, but right before we got here, and they was telling me about myself.
Don't be like that.
Yeah, it's out of love.
Conversation.
They were saying that. What do you said something about why you didn't do something? I was like, well, why didn't you tell me? What was it? It was something that
'Cause,
I
I
was
mean, I
doing.
think-
like how I don't really want, like when they bring other people around.
Yes, let's get
I
on
feel
that.
like-
That's
Get
what.
on it.
No, let me say it. So you know how y'all said when
mesh
when
with-
y'all bring separate new
friend groups and shit?
outside friend groups and
Yeah.
everybody accept them, you say they like family. This month
She jumped.
she don't do
I
that,
ain't
but we
gonna lie to
accept
you.
her
I'm
friends
just
though.
not-
Hold on, pause. Because when she introduced me to her outside friend groups, I think half of them weird as shit. But no, really, because they not the same as me. But I accept them with open arms. I always do. Don't give attitude. I'm like, hey girl, this one here. When I introduce my friends, it's like,
That's interesting. Because I would think
Yes.
No, wait, but I will say that some of the people that she's friends with that think I don't like them, I actually do.
it's this.
Hit her with the face.
the
Do
face.
it. Do the face.
Do it.
She thinks she's smiling. Like she not.
I have for a while now felt like when I meet people, I have a decent face, but apparently it's been a bitch face the whole time. But I'm also quiet when I'm meeting people because I don't just automatically. I don't like people that come up to you and they automatically friendly and in your face and hey girl, I don't like
Yeah.
that. I don't. So I'm not that way. So I sit. And I, listen.
Warm up to
sit,
people.
Yeah, and then if I want to let you in, I let you in. But I don't automatically be like, huh. That's not me. So that with my bitch face and I'm being quiet makes me come off as if I don't like them. But that's not necessarily true. But I feel like I've been more accepting.
Lately.
So I was rude to your friend when I met her on your birthday?
No, I'm not saying rude. It's just like when you introduce your people. Oh, that's your friend. That's my friend too.
Yes.
And I be this, and I expect that
Just
the other
that's
way
your friend, I
around.
mean, it's my friend.
Well, we don't mean,
I mean, I'm being
we don't
cordial.
mean that. We just
Yeah,
saying
but
we,
like
we're
you don't
gonna.
you don't give that off. And
Yeah.
that I know
Of course
you
they
mean
not my
nothing
friend.
by that, but they don't know that. And I don't want to. I already don't like to talk, so I don't feel like I don't want to explain it. Like, man, just chill out, she.
It's just how she
I don't
is.
like giving people a disclaimer like this.
Yo,
But we all give those. But we give disclaimers with each other though.
Like I don't like
Definitely
that.
have to give.
We have to give this when we bring in other people around each other.
Absolutely,
Look,
Travis.
Carrie's this way, Travis is this way, Mike is this way.
Really this
If
way.
I don't
Travis
get
is really
disclaimer when somebody gonna meet Travis, it's gonna be a problem.
What you mean?
You gotta say, well, Travis, okay,
be a
well,
long
he's gonna be in
list.
your personal space.
You know, you got that,
He
that
might
health.
rub. You gotta give
But
us
what
in the
I'm
bottom
saying,
But with us,
right?
you know what
We
I'm
talking about
saying?
with
The
us.
fine print.
But I'm just saying, like, it's not on purpose.
We
I
didn't
know that
we
now,
communicated. Oh, I'm
yeah.
sorry. We communicated that today. So
But
we
if y'all
understand.
had said that years ago,
We
But
didn't
we
know what
didn't
to
know.
say. What do you say?
you being a bitch.
Nah.
I don't even talk
You
like
know,
that
I was
with
way
you.
more
Well, you could be
ignorant
like,
back
"Well, you
then.
being rude" or something like that, and I probably would have.
But we understand. So we have understanding now.
Yeah, now
Yeah.
we
So,
be like
yeah.
50 now, but it's okay.
Don't.
No, we not. I am not.
Niggas are not
not.
50. Niggas are not 50.
I'm not.
so what's the
Tell me the stories.
I was gonna just to piggyback off of that a conversation though. I wonder if that is that really just you, or is that a trust factor?
I have
Because
a major trust issue.
Because to me, right, like if Mees is introducing me to some people that he fuck with, I might not know them, but I'm gonna fuck with them because I trust him.
I can't
Like,
do
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
At least
And
until
vice-
at least until they do something
Unless they show
And
up.
then
Yeah.
to make
to
to
make the
can't do
trust
that.
go away.
Yeah.
And everybody
Well, no.
ain't a good loyal friend.
But her
I know
thing
how
is-
I am, but everybody's not like that. I'll do anything for any of y'all.
got that.
But
Except
everybody's
their
not like
friends.
that, so I'm.
No, Toya is an overprotective friend.
Yeah, I
That's
am
all.
overprotective,
She
Yeah.
just
so-
wants you to herself.
I mean,
she
you need
wants
that.
her
You
friends.
need that too, though.
Yeah, that's
You
fair.
need that friend.
Yeah,
on the
but
side.
it's the
But I
time.
should still
You
be
know
open. I
we
got
your
that.
friend. I know I'm your friend. You know you my friend.
And we not
When
trying
other
to
people
replace
come,
that.
right? Ain't nobody gonna take your place.
But I'm also just I have trust issues, so I'm not gonna automatically be hey and tell you all my business and
You
all
know
that
we're
shit.
not gonna do.
So
I
So if
don't do
I'm
that.
sitting and I'm quiet, then why
It's a
can't I
different
be
type of
quiet?
It's a different type of
Toya.
quiet.
It's a
Your
different
quiet
type
is
of
It's a
like-
different type of quiet. She know that. Nah, she know.
When we leaving, that kind of quiet.
No, because I really feel like I'm not being. If I'm being quiet, that's not being mean.
It's
And
the
like
face
even-
that come with it though.
But I told y'all bitches, I thought I
That's
was
funny though.
I am a
That's
great-
funny.
a good friend. and I
That's
was
funny.
not.
So I want to know, what's the thing that gets under your skin about?
Oh shit. Where? Can I
your
go?
friend?
Can
And
I
I'm not,
go?
and I'm not necessarily talking to y'all specifically, but just like for instance, right? Like,
Okay.
if I were to be like, obviously Trav, like this.
I
no,
get
I'm
on-
a-
I get
I'ma
under
say
everybody's
mine.
skin.
My
Not
thing.
mine, Travis.
I appreciate you.
I can
I
say, and
appreciate you.
Trav, you could correct me if I'm wrong, but I can say that the thing that gets under Trav's skin that I do, that I feel like I don't do this no more. But he always gonna have a joke about how long it take for me to get ready, or he gonna
Maybe
always,
he know about-
or he gonna always have a joke about
My bad.
me like wearing like sneakers and hats and shit like to the club, and we might possibly
Yeah,
not.
yes,
Yeah.
that got under my skin for the
Don't
longest.
like not getting in the club.
because the frustration was as we're pushing 30, and I think we came. This is when you first moved to Houston, and I forgot what spot. This is when Meech and his sister came down, and the chicks got into the fight that night, and we went to the spot, and we had to park far. And I want to say I said something, Jay Jackson, just leave the hat in the car.
Oh, he told me.
And we get up, we get up to the spot, we wait in line, get to the front. Hey, bro, you can't bring that hat inside. He gonna, well, I'll just put it in my
pissed off
pocket.
again.
I'm like, so he got to walk all the way, and we don't want to go in without him.
His party time.
I know.
It's
That's
like,
shit that pisses
but
me
it's
off.
not. But it was deeper than that because this is me as I'm thinking I'm maturing into pushing 30,
You're grown
and
man.
bruh, we not 22 no more. Like, leave the baseball caps in the car. We got haircuts. We got hair. Like,
We got hair.
you know what I'm saying? I would give you a pass if it was, you know what, he ain't get no haircut, or you know what, he balding a little bit, want to, you know what I'm saying, cover it. But that did get on my skin the most in our mid late 20s. Is like we can't get in because of his shoes or his hat, and I'm looking forward to getting to the spot, and he's just like, my bad.
Yo,
And I think mine for Jamal is like
that's hilarious.
I'm not
Hilarious,
saying he
frustrating,
has
but
confidence.
hilarious.
He has confidence, but it's like you be wanting your homie to have like the most supreme confidence.
Yeah.
in what he's doing, and he don't have it consistently, that be my thing. Which,
Yeah.
like,
Because he
yo,
has it
sorry,
internally,
my bad.
but I don't think he
you
doesn't.
good,
He doesn't
bro. You
display.
good.
I don't think you display your confidence that you have in yourself internal. We know you're not an insecure nigga because ain't none of us insecure. Again, like I said, we all believe in who we are, and whether if it's good, bad, or ugly, we know we're legit, or we wouldn't be cool with each other. But then you don't display that externally, and it's just like, well, you know,
Yeah, because iron sharp.
I ain't this or I ain't that, or she ain't, or you know, she ain't finna give me the number. The looker backer.
Looker backers,
You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
Well, and I thought it was a joke for the longest because I didn't really start wearing nicer glasses and frames till I could afford them, which was in my 20s.
Hey, them motherfuckers nice right now.
I appreciate it. So, Armani's. So nah, but when we were younger, we used to like have who we think gonna get turned down the most.
Oh, yeah.
Type of kind. So most niggas was like, who gonna get the most numbers?
Yeah.
We
all
was,
did that.
but we was just like, nah, man, because I couldn't see and I was driving that night, so I had to wear my glasses, and my glasses were just what my mom could afford, whatever the insurance could afford at that. So.
In my life, it pays.
Chicks, I always got I ain't trying to talk to this, and I was skinnier back then. This nerd looking nigga with the because I was wearing the polos back then and the dress shorts with the Stacey Adams sandals and shit like that.
What?
That's so.
What age was this?
Anklets.
What age was
I'm wearing
this?
anklets, but I did have this was late high school and early college.
I don't remember that.
Like that's like 2003, 2004.
Yeah.
Graduated.
Like they used to make me change. I can remember one fucking Mayday parade. I missed the Mayday parade.
You out there with the Stacey Adams sandals?
I
Have those.
I showed up. I got my mom. We was hyped too because I got my mom's Explorer. So you know we kids. So you know we get mom's nice card.
Those shoes.
I had on the tan linen,
Outfit.
the tan linen shirt with the slacks and the brown closed toe sandals.
I
And
wouldn't
these
even let you-
these
What they
niggas.
call what they
You
cognac
was
brown?
the driver.
Yes, they were. Yes, and I was driving.
I
So
wouldn't have got in the car with you.
that's what they was just like, bro. You not going with us. They all had the baggy Jabot shorts.
Absolutely, hell yeah.
What was that? The Magic Johnson
jerseys,
throwbacks.
yeah,
Yeah,
jerseys
jerseys
and
and
shit.
forces.
You looking like
And I showed up and I
Our
got
uncle
my.
looking like
Nigga looking like a chaperone, nigga.
And they always tease me because I was wearing jewelry at an early age. So I had the Turkish chains. I had the Turkish chain with the matching bracelet.
nah.
The class ring.
Turkish was middle school.
But I still had it in high school.
Why, Travis? Why? That's what I'm. That's we not. We
Talk
not.
about that later.
Yeah. We
So
gonna
I'm
get
sure
off
they
that.
got out of their
We
skin.
switching
That's
this.
funny.
But
I'm
yeah,
concerned.
Wardrobe got under their skin.
it probably still
Absolutely.
does. Probably. It probably still
because
does.
like iron sharpens.
But
iron.
I'm confident in my wardrobe.
Iron sharpens iron, and it's like same thing with Jamal. It's like when you come out and it appears that you're unconfident, and we your homies, it's like, well, damn, what have we been doing to where Jamal comes off as unconfident? Now, obviously with Travis, we've been telling him about his wardrobe since 1999.
Literally since 1999.
I mean, but like I said, iron sharpens iron. So it's like when you go out and when you present yourself, you are a reflection of us.
Absolutely.
Now I got a question. Because me and him are kind of alike in a lot of ways. So, like, how I've been talking about my baby locks this whole time.
Right. Go ahead. Speak on it, sis.
Proceed.
Does it bother y'all that my confidence is not like... Because you said something about you tired of me saying something about myself. Like, y'all been fussing at me. It's all fucking true. But it's cool. But does that bother y'all? Like, the way he said, like...
Bothers
we're
me.
supposed to be like a reflection of each other
Absolutely.
type thing?
You go ahead. I spoke last. I know what I'm gonna
Yes
say.
and no, because I can understand it because I have those issues with myself, but like we ain't gonna have you out here looking crazy. And I know it's like me out of all people, I'm gonna tell you trust the process. So like if I don't know, yeah, it's annoying at times because it's a constant repeat of I don't like this and I don't like that, I don't like this, and you be on him about that. So it's kind of contradicting, like what you expect of him.
Okay.
That's real talk.
What was you gonna say about it?
I was gonna say it used to bother me a lot in our younger days, but I always boosted you, right? Like I would tell her, like, Toya, like, you was fucking cute. Like, embrace your size, embrace it all. Cause when we step out, you know I'm gonna make sure we both looking good. But she always had that thing to where, like, she always felt like, I look okay, but you look cute, and you look cute too. Or we not even gonna go, and you know that.
Yeah.
Cause I'm that friend that, like, if I got on heels, you putting on heels. Like, if I got on lashes, you putting on lashes. Like, I'm gonna make sure we both looking A1. But she always, even right now with her hair, you telling me to embrace my short hair, embrace your short hair. You look cute.
You look cute, cuz.
Right. And if you did, she know I'm very direct. And I'll be like, bitch, it ain't your time yet. Like,
That's not in your ministry.
it ain't there
ain't
yet.
your
But
time.
right now, I think it really
Not your
looks
time.
cute. I'm very, she know that. I've been this way since day one. So if I tell it, I think you should
That's funny.
embrace it.
Yeah, see, I don't embrace it as much. I still dress how I
think you need
dress.
to embrace it. Embrace it.
When they tell me, bro, what you wearing,
Travis, I think you should embrace it.
we'll see. I'm
I
a work in
think with
progress.
Trav,
I'm a work in
It's a
progress.
reflection, like I say, of us. So when you walk out in
Nah,
sandals,
a reflection of them. I've been knowing Travis since what, 6th grade?
yep, so you a reflection too.
No, because we took a break.
We took a break.
So what we gonna do is I'm gonna get him right.
No, you ain't.
Okay,
No, you ain't.
I'm gonna try.
What gets under my skin with Trav is this nigga refuses to fucking, like, it's kind of ironic. It's kind of ironic though, because like how you were saying, you felt like you mature, or you know, you matured maybe faster than us, right?
When?
Right, but
Where?
it's like you've matured, but you haven't evolved. So how can those two things? How can those two things actually coexist? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Before you speak, Travis, what I want to say is when y'all first started and y'all was introducing yourself and you said, I'm still the same as I should be, or something like that. That's not good. You shouldn't still be the same.
My core is the
gotta
same.
grow.
So like, and you know, and we came
shouldn't.
across
Nothing should be the
sophomore year when I came, because I started at Riverview
Right.
in high school and then came over Lutheran North, and so I had an easier transition because Mees was there, Carrie was there, Rob was there, and we knew each other from middle school. So I had an easier transition where I knew some people, and then I know we met on the court, same competitive shit, and so to transition to who I was then as a teenager. I guess they were the trendy ones with whatever was in style.
He roll his eyes, so like,
Whatever was in style. If it was whatever Jay's or
Or Jamal's clothes.
yeah, and I mean we used to go in this nigga's closet because you know he went back to the East Coast, see his pops, and would come back with whatever East Coast attire, and we'd be like, "Oh, where you get this from?"
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
this thing is stupid.
But for me, who I was then, because I dressed, I guess, in that sense, if you want to call it more preppy, so to speak, because I wore the dress shorts, the sandals, the collar shirts, and you was more jerseys, tall tees, jabots, and all of that. And I just wasn't into the trendy shit like that. I kept a pair of Forces, and that was about it. So, but then I felt, at least as we were kids, well, this is who this nigga is. We still fuck with him because the core of who he is legit. Externally, though, what he wearing, we just gonna try to, nah, bro, you ain't wearing his linen outfit with us. Get one of Jamal jerseys and his Timberlands.
For me though, the wardrobe shit is surface level. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even when we get into the more, it'd be funny because it's us talking, but when we get into the more serious shit, like, just like maybe like your outlook on certain like gender roles or certain words, trigger words, or certain just ways that you're supposed to move in society because society has evolved, but you still kind of are having a hard time, like, I guess, conceding.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I'm
real.
saying? Like that is like, I'm honestly kind of on the fence of, because I know you are the I am who I am person, but at the same time, sometimes the I am who I am person is a person that is just like, but you can change if you want, but you don't want to. even if the change is gonna make you a better human being, and I think that's why even though that it's always in a joking manner, I think that's why we go back and forth on a lot of stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because for me, because obviously when I'm in a space where I gotta, all my opinions are public record, right? Like, all of the things that you still say, I've said, we've all said, but when you learn, it's like when you learn new information, if you're an intelligent person, like, you're supposed to use the new information that you've gathered.
I'll say this, if it applies, and I'll just say, not saying it's the right way, just saying my way. If I don't see that it applies to me and my mindset, then I for lack of a better term, I dismiss it.
Well, that's the lack of evolvement that we talking about.
But so
because this is the thing though, like, your mindset can change. That's up to you. But if you don't,
if I don't agree, should I change? Because again, it's not. So I say this: it's not that I'm just y'all right, but I'm just not gonna evolve it. No, it's the shit that I just don't agree with. So if it's not my belief or philosophy or mentality or whatever, whether we talking about the man versus women type of shit, or if we talking about the mental health shit, or if we talking about, whatever, if you have one
and shit like that.
Some stuff that I feel like you just trying to be difficult. Like how you kept saying fag the other day. Like, that's something small that you can just stop saying.
And I've slowed down.
Listen, what I'm saying is, like, some of the stuff that we tell you, okay, if you don't agree with homosexuality, you don't agree with women doing certain things, and you think it's a man's job or role, like, okay, cool. But it's just some things that we say to you, like, Travis, okay, calm down with that. Or somebody might take it offensive, and you still be like, yeah, but this and you loud as fuck, you don't know who's around. Like, those are things that you can stop doing. It don't matter if you agree. And somebody tells you that it's offensive, then you, as a nice person, that you're a gentleman,
as a mature,
like,
as a mature man,
it's not hard.
Fair. And again, I'm saying I've gotten better on that, because y'all not the only ones who have spoken to me on the using the F word shit. Now, granted, maybe because I have somewhat of a toxic family, that word is still used in my family type of shit. So that's what I'm around when I'm home. Not saying that's right. I'm just saying that's what it is. So, but I do take that into consideration. And sometimes I catch myself. Sometimes that's just what I say. And again, I'm not saying that's an excuse. I'm just saying that's what it is. So that I can admit to and understand, and it's a work in progress on that aspect, on maybe my verbiage. So, but then it's funny because so it's no different than I catch myself from time to time using the B word in the presence of women.
Whoa, what?
So, because I don't do it, because that's
Bitches
something I don't
and
believe in. But now, granted, not saying it's okay, but if I'm having one-on-one, or we having conversation as fellas, and we might say it just through casual conversation.
I don't see it.
Okay, so if I'm saying it with just the fellas,
I said,
and we're just amongst each other having casual conversation, then okay, that's us as fellas having fellas talk. But then if there's a woman present, sometimes I'll say it, and then you always laugh, but excuse my language. And because it's me not wanting to disrespect others,
I laugh,
particularly the women.
I laugh because I don't think you're doing it out of respect for women. I think you're doing it to save your persona. No, real shit. Because, like, y'all know me. Like, it's funny because, like, I've been notorious for saying, like, bitches and hoes and all that kind of shit, like, on public record, right? Yeah. And I've actually cut back from saying a lot of that.
Nigga lying.
I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm dead ass not lying. I'm really not. But what I refuse to do is censor myself if I'm really feeling it in my spirit. Like, if I need to say some shit and I'm just talking to you, but they here, and if I was gonna say, man, this bitch, man, this I'm saying that shit. I don't give a fuck who in the room. Because in my spirit, in my heart, that's how I would have said it. And there are times on my pod where it's women, it's ladies, it's young ladies, it's whatever, based on what I'm talking about. But then in other instances, you might catch a couple of bitches and a couple of hoes based on what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna craft my language around the topic, but I'm not gonna censor my language, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I guess so around if we just gonna speak on the F word that might get under people's skin that I may say out loud. Okay, if I'm realizing that, I'll say this. If I'm realizing that it bothers y'all to the core, yes, it's me censoring it for the sake of, and it's to your point, no different if I'm around women who I've never met before. I wouldn't say that, and most of it's my upbringing because I was raised not to say it, but I'm a guy, I say it with guys, but I don't say it in presence of women. It's just like cursing. Even to this day, I don't consciously curse in front of my mother or my grandmother. I may slip, whoops, my bad, but I'm grown. So no different than what I might say around, say, my uncles or my cousin, particularly talking about the F word, but then I'm around y'all and that bothers y'all. I know I have to think in advance, censor it. Because it is me censoring.
You know what's funny though? It don't, I can't speak for you guys. It don't bother me, the word itself. What kind of bothers me is the fact that like you, my homie, and like you still
Think that way.
Yeah. So it's not really the word. It's more like, because we're talking about the whole evolvement shit. Like, it's like we grew up in the 90s. We grew up in the 2000s. We've literally lived through the evolution of what is okay to do and say, and what we've been learning new information on what's okay. What's the right way to refer to women? What's the right way to refer to gay people? What's the right way to refer, because this is all new information that we're all gathering in real time at the same time. And we're all trying to figure out, like, oh shit, the way that we used to do that shit wasn't really that cool. So let me try to retrain my brain to like actually treat everybody with the proper amount of respect. So it's like, if we're all doing that, but we seem to be like leaving you behind, like if you are a homie, bro, like that's gonna be like, damn, like why homie not where we are in that regard. So it's for me, because words is words, right? It's not the word for me, but I can't speak for the people who would find it derogatory. You know what I'm saying? But it's not, for me, it's not the word. For me, it's just like, damn, my nigga, like, but you still on that? Like, you know what I'm saying?
So I'll half-ass defend myself on this. Where, again, we're speaking amongst each other.
Okay.
And we have, I think, the ultimate transparency amongst each other when it comes to any and everything. Mm-hmm. I would think and I would hope that if, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, you brought someone that was homosexual around, that I wouldn't say anything derogatory in the presence of that individual.
But if it slipped.
Nah, I would. So again, this is me thinking, because then now we're gonna go case in point, Atlanta, when you interviewed whoever the trans was, Hope.
Yeah, Hope.
So
shout out to Hope.
Shout out to Hope.
Shit.
And I'm saying when I met her, because then mind you, I asked you in advance. I should say her. Yes, it's a her. I treated her like a lady. Would you like a drink? Open the door. Whoop whoop whoop. Because I knew that's what it was. I'm not, regardless of what my opinion is of the interview or that scenario or whatever, I'm not going to be disrespectful towards her because of that. So again, and I would hope that you would know that, okay, hey, I'm doing my pass. I'm interviewing someone who's doing this transition thing from man to woman, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'm not going to be that friend who's like, look, he might, be careful, Trav. No, I would say you would know more of me of that.
I feel
but now if we're speaking to each other one-on-one, and I might say something derogatory about that scenario or Hope to you personally, I think that's apples and oranges.
But not really, because if I invite, and we using her as an example,
Right.
if I invite Hope, on the
FYI,
show,
I have not said anything personally to Jay Jackson
No,
derogatory
of
about
course
Hope.
not.
Let's put that on the
But-
record.
But let me tell you why, where I'm coming from. Because if I invite Hope on the platform on the show, she graces the show with her platform, with all of the education and information that she has to offer, and then we form a friendship after that, or at the very least just an associate type of cordial friendship, right? I can't then go back to my personal quarters and fag this and tranny that and nah, I can't do that now, because what she's done by coming on the show, she's enlightened me to new information. So it would be ignorant and blatantly disrespectful of me to hear the new information as to why these certain terms and certain words make her feel a certain way, and then look her in her fucking face and be like, oh, I understand that. You know what? I'm going to try to make a change. And then after she leave, and then you and I stay in the crib and talk, and now we letting all the derogatory terms fly. That's not cool. That's not cool. It's literally the same fucking thing as a white person holding their tongue without saying nigga because niggas is in the room. And then when they go back to the crib, they letting the niggas fly. It's the same thing, bro.
Yeah.
It is
So-
the same
so-
thing. Don't
so-
take
No,
it
it is. It is.
So
but
wait.
but to
last thing. So for me, I can never not check you if I'm around you and I hear you say certain shit. At the very least, I gotta be like, yo, chill out, bro. At the very fucking least. I gotta at least let it be known that like, yo, that's not cool, my nigga. Now, whether you gonna continue to say the shit or not say the shit, I can't control that. But I can't. You can't just stand by and just be like, well, you know, that's what I'm gonna say.
So as you check me on it, and that gives me, and even if I'm in am interpreting and accepting it for the wrong reasons, because for me, and it might not be appropriate for me, I'm taking into account that, all right, he's checking me on this. He's mentioned it more than once. He has his genuine, sincere tone to it. Out of respect for my friend of 20 years, let me consciously try to censor myself. Because again, I'm not going to sit here and say when I'm around family and cousins who have a similar mindset of myself, and we might say that word loosely, I don't have that trigger to censor it with them, but I'm going to censor with you because it bothers you, but not so much because you're saying, hey, I have new information, and so because I have an issue with it, hey, Trav, chill out. Okay, cool. I'm saying that off the strength of me and you are homies of 20 years. But again,
Can I ask you a question?
sure.
Okay, so you keep saying like when you go back to your friends and family that when you're talking to them, it's okay to let the word fly. Like, what's wrong with he has a podcast where he's introducing us to different things and different people and stuff like that, and we learn about. So you learned about trans and this and that by the podcast. You then learn that word is not cool, and I know from because I dabble in the rainbow community that like saying the word dyke is not cool. They don't like that. Like once I learned that, then if I heard somebody say it, hey, did you know lesbians really don't like when you say that word? So when you with your family and they, what's wrong with saying, did you know? Like he's doing his podcast to give people information. When you get that information and you understand it and you accept it and you see that it's hurting somebody or it's not cool or it's times have changed, then what's wrong with then taking that information and giving it to other people? That's what he's doing a podcast for.
Enlighten others.
To me, I related to the same concept or the same mindset with using the B word. It's no secret. No woman likes to be called that by a man. Y'all call each other that out of whatever.
Well, that's been
But
that way.
so that's a given, right? But then again, he knows that when we're around each other, he says what he says. I say what I say using the B word, even though we know in the presence of you all, y'all might raise an eyebrow and be like, do y'all know that women don't like to be called that type of shit? Which we know. But the point that I'm making, even to go to your comparison when it comes to white people, and I think we all have that shared mindset, I'll speak for myself, to where you want to say it privately with whoever, your peoples, whatever. Don't be bold or disrespectful and say it to me or in my face. So to that point, I would never be bold or disrespectful to say it to someone on some threatening, hey, you, if it's a dyke or the F word or whatever, just like I would never say disrespect for any woman, hey, B word or whatever, whoop, whoop, whoop. But then granted, if I'm having a comical or humorous conversation or whatever conversation with cousins, and we say it like on some whatever in a humorous tone with each other, not saying it's right, just saying, the reality of my family, then that's what we say in the presence of each other. But we have our, if you want to call it home training, just like when our parents used to say, I ain't your friends, watch your mouth around me. I know to watch my mouth when it comes to the B word around women. Believe it or not, I know better to watch my mouth when it comes to the F word around homosexuals, whether it be lesbians or gays or whatever you want to call it. So and that's all I'm saying, to half-ass defend myself, not defending the action itself.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I just
Sure. These are just the things I do to get
But
under
no,
people's skin.
I think that was a good conversation. Interesting.
Interesting
But
indeed.
good nonetheless. But
Confession moment. This is something like therapy.
this nigga crazy.
He said something like that.
That's what I feel like. I really
Yeah.
want to talk to my therapist.
This
You
is-
know what my friends think about me?
This is something like this.
I
love it.
But I wanted
I
to
didn't say it, man.
I wanted to ask you again, Toya, like, how is it being in I guess in a crew where it's like a mixed crowd where we have guys and girls in it or whatever? Like, has it ever been weird to you? Have you ever felt like any of us made you feel weird or made you feel like it's funny because like when guys and girls are friends, right? The guys never really become one of the girls. The girls usually become one of the guys. You know what I'm saying? So like, what is that experience like where you've kind of been, I guess, initiated or ingratiated, I guess, like in the fraternity of the guys?
Like, the way Mike talked to me or used to talk to me, like when he was dating and stuff, I was like, oh yeah, you think I'm one of the niggas. So, I don't want to know some of these things. Like, you don't have to give me all the details. And like, relationship advice is nice from y'all. I appreciate it. I don't ask him for any. But
How do you wait?
Don't get none from me.
How do you decide? That's interesting though, because we're all different, right? Like the way that we
I go
all
to each of y'all for different shit.
the way that we all deal with women is different. So like, how do you decide who you ask what? Cause would you ask me? Would you like when you ask me questions? Are you asking me from like the perspective of me, like who I truly am, or are you asking me from the perspective of like the fuck boy that I aspire to
that
be?
you aspire to be.
Oh, boy, it's so bad.
Oh my
But it's
god.
just never gonna happen. Like, this gonna sound bad. Okay, so like the other day, I saw that Mike knew somebody that was like chatting with me, and I hit him up on some, is this a go or no? And he was like, well, I mean, that nigga like me in these kind of ways. And I was like, okay, well, never mind.
Maybe that's a no-go.
Or he'll be like, he told me that he was a fuckboy, basically. And like, when I want advice, I feel like you are a good man. I do. So when I
He don't
want
want to be a
advice,
good man. Look at
don't.
him. Why not?
Damn.
Even though
Because
the
he
good
say
guy
fuckboys,
has
he say fuckboy. Yeah, he say fuckboys always win.
Wait.
So
They always fuck.
the bad guy, not fuckboy. It's a difference. It's a difference.
Listen,
yeah,
It's a
fuckboys are
difference.
horrible.
We don't want those.
But like, yeah, like
Anymore.
Well, you personally-
Never.
No, anymore because the fuck.
never.
Because here's the science is
Oh,
a fuckboy would graduate to the term of being called a fuckboy unless he actually fucked. Seriously, because
He
that's
just
not.
worried about the fucking part.
No,
Like,
because
That ain't true.
get
No,
what I'm
that's not
saying.
true. I
Get what I'm
never
saying
heard
though.
that.
How can
That's
you
not true.
but a woman's emotions are not gonna be so riled up, and so she's not gonna be emotionally invested enough to give a fuck unless she gave this nigga the nastiest sex that she's capable of giving, and then now he has shown his true colors, and that's what makes him a fuck nigga.
I never looked at it that way.
But if you never see, like, but if it's just a nigga that you dating or talking to or texting, y'all go out a couple times, but y'all never really do nothing, so you're not invested. Why would you call that nigga a fuck nigga? You wouldn't.
He'll
didn't give him
just be a
nothing.
clown.
yeah,
You right. He just be clowning. You right.
What
I just learned something new.
advice on,
Bing bong.
I just come to you for certain advice. Like, you saw all of the BS that was going on with other nigga, and in your nicest way, you were like, he showed you who he is, and I still was like, yeah, he did. But, and I kept doing that, and you would never change what you said. You was just like, well, he showed you who he was, and what's the name? You just kept saying that, like, you never took it away from that. You never bashed him or nothing like that. You just kept saying, he showed you who he is, and it was just like, it took me forever to get it. but you just give good advice, and you always do it like, you know, you don't be like, you're fucking stupid. Like, what, didn't you just see what the nigga, you wasn't like that. You just, but that one up there is gonna be like, well, I mean, you fucked the nigga, so what did you see? What did you think was going on?
You know what I mean?
So I go to both of y'all for advice like that, but I feel like y'all show me a lot of different ways like dudes are, and like the way they think and stuff like that. So, and I have learned, like, when a nigga tell you something at the beginning, that's what the fuck he mean. You can't change it. You can't
Take it at face value. Take it at face value.
So, and I feel like I've learned how to accept some more shit from niggas, because of like the stuff that y'all done been through and why y'all are the way y'all are. So yeah, y'all just help me with. I mean, I still ain't y'all man.
That's interesting.
I'm a true believer in the same message can be stronger depending on the messenger. So while, believe it or not, we have some, we'll say some, we have some similarities in some mindset when it comes to, you know, relationships or whatever. But then, to your point, it coming from him would probably have a better effect for your understanding than it coming from me, or coming from somebody like Carrie, type of deal, or maybe even somebody like Diana, because it just, again, I think even though the same message can be said 5 different times, the message, depending on the messenger, can depend on the effect, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, that's definitely got some truth in it, for sure.
So he's the effective messenger.
I think it's kind of cool though that you was like, you get a chance to see like what guys go through like in the dating shit, because you know, like that's
we
I
take
think,
our L's
I have
for
a segue
sure
into that as well.
Say that
I
again.
have a question about that.
Okay,
Like, so with the mixture,
speaking to the
I'm
mic.
sorry. So with the mixtures, males and females, how do y'all go about past the fuckboy part when you come into a relationship? How do y'all go about introducing like your girlfriends to the females and the other way around? Like, how do y'all go about? I never experienced that. So how do y'all go about that? Because you know, a lot of people believe that you can't have friends for this long without of the opposite sex without doing anything or having some type of history.
and
So
we haven't gone through that really.
I think
minus the ones that are married.
yeah, I think well, for me, my last relationship was 2015, 2017.
Nobody
but like
met
a
her.
lot of nobody really met
we
her,
were
because I'm
far
also
away.
I live in Philly, they in St. Louis or other places and shit like that. But I actually wanted several of y'all to meet her, but that was just a whole fiasco. But what I will say is the type of person that I am, whoever I'm with, I think that they would be able to pick up on the fact that I don't. That's just not me. Like when I take a lot of pride in like really being able to be a good like platonic friend, because I really do value friendships, and I value like the female friends that I have, because like they really like they hold you down in different ways where that dudes can't or won't do. Like, you know what I'm saying? So for me, like it's actually several women that I probably feel like I could have crossed that line with, but I didn't really want to, because like you just know it's just gonna be
it's
different.
gonna make it weird.
It's gonna be different. It might not even be weird, but it just adds like a different something to it.
Like,
You know what I mean? And but also I think like everybody call me like super picky and shit. So it just I just have a very, very distinct line of female friends and like women that I want to like bust on their face and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
But I think if I'm in a relationship with a woman, I think that we would be way past the line of her having an issue with my female homies, because I just think that when somebody gets to know me, like they would just know that I'm not that guy. You know what I'm saying?
And I think the conversations have to be held, and then like the stage have to be set. The background content, the background content has to be communicated. Because I mean, because that's why I say we really haven't had that experience, because we really don't bring. I'll speak for myself. I really don't bring just whoever around the crew. The crew is special, so it's just like introducing a woman to mom. So the mom have met 2 women. Y'all have met. Well, you have met 2 women, and then as far as the women though, it's just met the one, and that was a short time span in like the midst of like 6 to 8 hours, and it did not go well. so I don't know. For me, to answer your question, I'll say this: I have to think twice or think in advance about it. Not that I would avoid introducing anybody to any of my female friends, but then just like I'll say this. I'm assuming, as it said, people give whatever disclaimers about Travis. Hey, Travis is a friend, but just know A, B, C, D about Travis. I have to think about that in the case I bring another woman around, female friends. Hey, these are my female friends. I love them. Beware of A, B, C, D. And I haven't had to think about that yet because, again, I don't bring women around. I would say the females, or again, I don't bring women around the crew in general, but I've only had one instance where someone who I was dating considered legit enough to bring around female friends, and then there was female cattiness. And so that's what I would want to avoid, but then I have to think of how to try to avoid that.
Well, what I will say is a lot of the information that the girlfriend will get about your female friends and the information that your female friends will get about your girlfriend is going to come from you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're the common denominator in that. Like, so, like, I can't, like, all of my female homies hate Voldy, but that's for me to, I'm to blame for that. However,
not fair.
I was telling y'all niggas the truth. You feel me? But
what's the difference between if you're telling me, and because you was telling us as a whole,
right?
If you tell me the same story that you tell Toya,
right?
And if Toya's like, oh, well, if my nigga Jackson ain't happy with this chick because she XYZ or whatever, but I have a perspective, which I did, well, Jackson, let's think about this twice.
Right.
Or let's have a little bit more understanding. Right. Or maybe there needs to be. So then that's where I don't think that's fair, even though, because again, when I came, and again, we just ended up missing it, whatever, the opportunity. But when I come to Philly, and it's like, okay, well, I'm curious to meet old girl so I can get, regardless of what you say, so I can get my own one-on-one perspective and say, you know what, compared to what you said, you on point. Or compared, just like when we was just in Atlanta, and I'm thinking, you know what, I thought such and such of old girl at first based on what you might say or based on what my perception might be, but then I sat, observed for more than one day, and I said, you know what? She's completely different than what you may have portrayed or what I thought of her from a distance. So then I think she's the best.
The difference is we talking about female friends and a girlfriend, not male homies and a girlfriend. You know what I'm saying?
I still don't think it's fair because I still think the concept applies. So
might not be fair, but we protective. So me and him got the closest, or like we got closer around Voldy time. And, like, the stuff that he was saying, like, it was making me mad. Because I'm like, this motherfucker is tripping. Like, this is Jackson. He's so nice. How would you treat him this way? So, like, and then seeing how he was feeling, like, then that made me want to whoop your ass. Because you hurt my friend. Like, so, you know, women, we have emotions.
That's fair. And so...
If somebody was doing me wrong, you would be ready to square up.
Well, you're right.
And that's fair because
Hold on, nigga.
when I think about
Shut up.
Oh, I'm supposed to be quiet. I thought you were just saying hold on because he need to get in front.
Shit, hold up, guys. Gotta change
Battery.
my bad. So we're good.
Don't do
So we all we all in this camera now.
that.
Hey,
But I can say that there's an understanding, and that's again emphasizes my original point to where we know each other so well that it comes from a good space. So regardless if let's just say you with old girl, she don't like her, well, because you might have whatever concerns in the beginning or in the midst of it, but you're like, nah, I'm gonna stay strong because I think she's cool, but she's ready to fight her. It's coming from a good place.
But what I'm saying is part of that would still be my fault if I'm not conveying the message to where I'm giving her as much, good qualities as I am
You gotta watch
qualities
what you
that
say
I'm
to your friends,
that
'cause
I'm
they
struggling
gonna
with.
remember everything that you say.
Yeah.
So like, if I tell her something about somebody, and it's like hurting me or bothering me, whenever she see that person, that's what the fuck she gonna be thinking about.
But we
or
all-
when you try to come in with the good, it's like, but we just had this whole conversation about what she was
But there
on
has to
today.
be an understanding that just like us as friends for 20 plus years, there's good and there's bad.
Yeah.
So it's just no different to where if we're strangers, let's say this, if we are strangers, but we tight for 20 years and you say, yeah, my homie Diana coming down, my homie Cam coming down. Oh, and I'm asking for some background. So what's up with them? How long y'all been cool? We've been real cool. We took some breaks because one time Diana did or said this, or one time Cam did or said that. That's not fair for me just to hear the good, but then just totally ignore the concept that there's been friendships for some decades now. So no different to where even if you're dating a guy and now if you're saying overall, well, I like dude because of XYZ, but ABC gets on my damn nerves, that's not fair of me if I get to meet dude to just judge him based off of ABC.
That's your choice.
Well, okay. So maybe that's fair. So maybe that's fair.
Because it's like,
So why that's my choice, I still don't think that's fair.
that's your opinion. So if Toya tell me something, if she in a relationship, dating somebody, whatever, and she go through something, I am that friend to where if you piss off my friend, I'm pissed off. And just because she forgive you, good for her, I fucking don't.
Damn.
I'm that friend.
All right, that's real.
And I think, but again, I think that also was
And that
still-
comes from a good place,
but
which
it's
is cool.
But it still falls back.
I don't care.
It still will fall back on the person who's
Give her
delivering the
If
information.
I don't tell her
Me-
just all the bad stuff, then
Yeah.
she doesn't have that to go off of.
And you probably should know
to
what
tell
what
it to.
things you
Yeah.
should tell to what people. You know what I'm saying
Yes,
too.
that's a fact.
You know what I mean? Because like
Yeah.
for instance, right? Like
Because I'll be like, damn.
like how you say I remember telling because I talked when I was going through the shit with Vody. Like I talked to everybody because I couldn't talk to her. So like I was talking to C and Juice on the pod. I was talking to you, Mees, and I even talked to Carrie when we came back for the wedding about it. You know what I'm saying? I talked to Toya. I talked to fucking Nick, Ryder with Dora. Shout out to her. Like I was talking to everybody because like it was to the point where I felt like I couldn't. The conversations that I was trying to have with the actual person was a struggle, and we weren't really getting anywhere. So I was just trying to get a whole bunch of different perspectives. Really, honestly, to see if I was bugging, because you know how sometimes like you go through some shit and you have your instinctual like feelings about it, but then you kind of gotta like step back and be like, well, maybe I'm on bullshit. So let me put out like some testers and like, you know, how do you feel about this?
Get some
Or what is
outside
this?
perspective.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and and it all comes back down to she's fucking nuts. Like, you know what I mean? Now you gave me like the most I don't know,
Objective?
liberal suggestions and shit like that, which I listened. But to be honest with you, like that was one of the times where I was like, nah, bro, you on bullshit. But I say all of that to say that everybody that I spoke with, like y'all all gave different advice. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like I still told everybody the same story because I was telling the truth. It was just sometimes it sounded so outlandish, the shit that I was going through. But it still comes back onto me because if I would have maybe put more reasons or qualities as to like why I was with that person or why I did why was I choosing to fight for this relationship? Maybe that would have, you know what I'm saying, like changed maybe some of the style of advice that other people besides you were giving me.
Because I think because of what my mentality was is, if he's having X, Y, and Z problem with your ex at the time, but yet he likes her enough to, because again, you ain't say, you wasn't just venting to say, you know what, I'm just going to dismiss this chick and fuck her and on to the next. Nah, it was out of a sense of concern, like, I like her, but I'm having this struggle with X, Y, and Z. Am I tripping? Or, you know, again, and getting perspective from me. So then that tells me, well, she's cool enough, or whatever good qualities are good enough to where he wants to try to make it work. So I say all that to say to where if you have somebody, or if Toya has somebody, because more so, because again, I think to go back to the point, the issue ain't with the fellas, it's when we have a female who's a significant other who we romantically involved with, and we bring them around the female homie. And I think females do have a different level of protectiveness with us as the male friends compared to what we have, because, you know.
I was just about to say, like, I think it's weird that, like, when she was in a relationship and had some stuff going on, and when Cam is in a relationship and it might not be working out, like, I've never told them, well, you should just leave him. Like, I never said, I think I always used to tell you, whatever you want to do, I'm going to support you. I got your back.
Okay.
Or, I think, I don't know what friend it was. I would be like, well, when you get tired, you'll leave him alone or something like that. I never be like, leave. I don't think I ever told you that.
But was that the same mentality towards him?
I was more honest because I feel like since I'm a woman, I kind of know how we moving when we kind of over it. And so the stuff that he was saying to me, it felt like, okay, well, she's just not into you like she was at first. Like, she kind of didn't checked out. So instead of just watching him hurt and, like, knowing, I don't know how men think. So I can't tell them.
Right.
Y'all niggas. So I can't say, well, this, and that, you should leave, or he cheating, or, you know, if I don't have no proof or nothing. Because, one, they kind of kill the messenger. Not y'all personally, but women will kill the messenger and hold it against you. And then if they stay and, you know, they pillow talking, yeah, well, you know, Toya said one time, I should just leave your ass alone. Then now they looking at me crazy, which I already had anyway.
Yeah.
But, like, for you, it was just like, I know how women think. I kind of know the signs when she done checked out and when she done because of, you know, shit that we've not been through. So it was easier for me to be like, yeah, you need to let that go.
That's intriguing.
I don't know. I just noticed that when you was talking about that I've never told them, like, you should just leave that nigga alone.
But you told him he should just leave that chick alone. Okay.
But I guess she's saying because she knows what a woman's process or mind state
I buy that.
looks like or whatever, man. But yeah, that was just I forgot what I wanted to say to also answer your question. I don't think I would never be in a relationship with somebody who would ask me to lose contact with my people.
Oh yeah.
Like, that just wouldn't. For me, that would never be an issue, cause like we wouldn't even. I just couldn't be in a relationship with somebody like that, cause I could never see myself telling a woman to not be friends with somebody.
Right.
Well, see, I think as a woman, I think it has to do with the time frame.
What you mean?
You know, like, say you in a relationship with somebody, and y'all so long, it's long. The history is long. I wouldn't be threatened by that, or I wouldn't have an issue with that. But then you know how you have these guys and.
That's just my homie.
Like, new friends.
This my home girl. Who the fuck from where?
Yeah. From when?
Like, if I don't know her, and I mean, I had to meet her when I met you. Because if I feel like, you know, a dude, they know. Like Travis said, if I'm going to bring a woman around y'all, that's like me, mama, you know. So I would know your home girl. If somebody knew, it ain't happening. It ain't happening.
Yeah, I was asking. I was more on that. Not like no new friends type.
But, you know, it happens.
Yeah.
But some people are not. That's a good question though, because some people are, you know, based on like maybe what they've gone through in their past, try to like implement like these new rules moving forward, even though they haven't met the new people yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I could see somebody like say for instance, one of the nights, like maybe you had to crash on the couch or sleep in the fucking bed next to a nigga, some shit like that. Like some people would flip out
Ooh.
because of
But
that.
no. The only reason I asked that is because, oh shoot, my last relationship.
Move it like directly
In front of me.
Yeah.
So my ex, the way he went about introducing his friends, I've never been with a guy that had female friends that he referred to as his best friends.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been times to where, like, we're clear as day as to where we are in our relationship, but he had to go take care of them. But where we were so solid, it was never an issue for me. And when it came to introducing them, like, that was never like a idea. Like, how did this work? You know what I'm saying? Because he was so the communication as far
Is
as
key.
who these females were to him and who I was to him or whatever. And I just thought that was just so dope.
And
Shout
I mean,
out to
that's
you.
how it should be.
This how it should be, but it's interesting because I can remember a case where, and she's not here tonight, but whatever, Mia, and we was in St. Louis when she was living in St. Louis, and we was all kicking it, and it was one time we all stayed at the same spot, so it's whatever 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. You know, I'm drunk, so they said don't drive. So
I drove anyway.
no, so actually no, but I ended up crashing, and she's, you know, she talking to dude or whatever, and I mean I'm there because it was a 1-bedroom apartment, but walking by and she's having an explanation like, that's my homie Travis. He just here, he drunk, he's crashing in the living room on the couch type of deal. But then I don't know what previous conversation there might have been on who the fuck is Travis type of shit. So that's actually intriguing. But for me,
My fault, go ahead.
I don't know. That's because that's a tough one. I'll say this.
I don't
I'm
think
more
y'all
accepting
take
of it.
more as well as we do.
Because I'm accepting it because
Like,
I
when went to New
know.
Orleans with you, the dude that I was talking to then, he first of all, because I had mentioned Mike, and I call y'all my best friends because nigga, once it go past a decade, nigga, what the fuck are we?
Right?
But like I said, Mike was my best friend and Jordan Goddaddy, and then I was like, yeah, I'm going to New Orleans with my friend. Oh, another friend? I'm like, well, I'm he was like, just you and him? Yeah. That's it? Y'all ain't meet nobody? And I was like, no. I ain't hear back from that nigga. He's like, I had to process. I
Damn.
That's crazy.
My bad.
Sir, you can't.
It's-
Fucked it up.
It's a package deal, real talk, and I think we all are a package deal.
You
Like,
can call me anytime. You can text me. I'm gonna answer. Like, I don't know what you want me to do to make you comfortable, but that's
But
my
I'm gonna
friend.
go out on a
Another-
limb. It was a 2-bedroom spot y'all was staying in.
was, yeah.
So yeah, it's not like
She come over, like,
it's not like
Yeah.
oh yeah, he's right here in the bed or yeah.
But you
so-
know what it is about that though? Like I said, how we kind of started the show off where it's rare
It
It
is.
is.
for
Cause I'm gonna
men
need
and
time
women,
frame.
just people in general,
be-
to be friends for that long.
That's why I was. That's why I asked.
And
that
then
question.
and then for because I think part of it is like coming from the male perspective, right? Like niggas be looking at it like, oh, I know how niggas is.
Yeah.
Just how
yeah.
you be looking at it
Yeah.
like, oh, I know how women are.
And
Like
that's
niggas be looking at it like because it's niggas who it's some niggas who play the short game and they get right to it, and it's some niggas who play the long game.
That boy.
You
That
lied.
That
I
part.
asked
You know
him
what
to
I'm
say
saying?
that, and he was like, "I was that nigga that waited."
It's
He-
some, yeah,
I'm not done.
it's
I
some
was that nigga
niggas.
that waited.
Willis
So-
How we know? It's all time. It's like, is he working on something? Or is they really friends? Or is he
But-
just waiting for the moment?
Yeah, like that's real shit.
But
And
I feel like also at one point, not all of us, but some of us have like had crushes or liked
Of course.
somebody at one point. Like,
If you say no, it's a lie.
right, but the friendship trumps that, and we
Yeah.
got older,
Right.
and
Yeah.
some shit changed. But
Right.
it was, but nobody ever, you know.
Acted on it.
and again, it goes to emphasize the point of communication because again, so I'm a realist to where so if I'm dating chick, because again I know our dynamic being we have men and women in our crew, so it's like if I'm dating someone and she has someone who says, oh, this is my male best friend or whatever, eventually I'll say this: if I find her to be significant enough to where I care to know, I'm going to inquire. So, not saying it has a dynamic. This goes back to one episode you did. What was the title? I might have fucked a few in this room.
Oh yeah.
And you felt the need to share.
Yeah.
So I do think that conversation should be had.
Because you don't want your
Because you don't want to
You
set
rather
up.
connect from you. Than
If it's-
Yeah,
from
you don't want to
another
set it up
If
for the
it's-
L where they find out on some other tip
If
other
it's
than from
me,
you.
my girl, and then a girl that I fucked all in the same room,
You gonna
it
be
shouldn't.
first. I'm snitching.
The secret shouldn't be between me and the girl I fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The secret should be between me and my girl.
exactly.
So we
So
we
she-
have a different opinion on that.
She
What?
should. She should because the risk you and I said this, the risk you run is like if you don't say nothing, right? If your girl find out by anybody other than you, now it make you look like you sneaky.
yeah.
But if you just fucking
And if she found out that she was in the room with the lady.
it
You
make it look
allow
even worse.
that.
Yeah, because now it's your girl who's the one who's left out of the loop.
Looking stupid.
You know what I'm saying?
A big dummy.
But see, I look at it as more of a tip too. I'll say this. I'll care more so currently to where if me and a woman is dating, and I use the example, this is why. So for me, I was disagreeing with your concept. I get it. I just don't agree with it because I use the analogy. If I'm dating a chick who, let's say, she's a singer and she sings at whatever nightclubs or lounges, well, if she sings, obviously as a lead singer, and there's a band, well, should I care if she has recently or currently fucking the guitar player?
No.
I should. But if you're telling me that, you know what, when we first got together 10 years ago as a band, and me and the bass player had a thing, but he got his girl and he's married with a family now, I don't care. Low key, I don't see that as quote unquote prevalent information.
But that was two different scenarios that he
that was
gave
not
you.
the same.
You're saying dating. He's saying like my girl, y'all exclusive. It's clear as day what you saying or whatever. Like
I would care more so if he's
they're
in
men.
pursuit. If he's currently in pursuit, playing a long game in a sense. So if you're telling me that, if I'm dating a woman who's a singer, the bass player's had a crush on me. He's taking a shot. I shot him down. But,
y'all are
that's
dating.
my friends. Okay, if it's my significant other of 5 years. So then if it's my significant other of 5
Then you
years,
have an issue 'cause
and
you
you're
have
telling
that.
me that this band that you perform with, there's a member of the band that's trying to hit on you, now there's a real conversation that might need to be had. But am I tripping on the fact that, and I think it goes to a deeper layer where we speak on other occasions, women knowing how to handle attention. And then that helps the man not be so insecure of the attention they get.
Took it elsewhere.
yeah,
Nope.
yeah.
All right.
Because
I don't think that's if it's me and my significant other in a room and we come across and we go into one of your events, for example, and then there's 50 other women in the room and two of them
and you
It's
fucked
not,
them
it's
all.
Not the same.
You're not
So if it's like
the
you
same.
and a significant other and a
It's
girl
just
that you
three
had
people in
sex
the
with,
room.
but she having a kiki old jolly time with your girl, but your girl's clueless
Right.
to what y'all had going on. You all right with that? You're not gonna have a conversation like, hey, you don't want to get on top of that before she do.
Because this is
That's what
this
we
is
talking about.
my fear
concern- wait,
is
wait.
I don't know what good comes of it because
wait.
then you have to ask. So then y'all have
So
to
you're allowing a stranger into to give her scenario what's going on.
because you have to answer the rhetorical question to yourself honestly. If you dating a dude,
I'm
dude
not dating.
has
That's my man.
excuse me, if you have a significant other, a man,
I'ma stick
and
beside
he
him.
says, I have this homegirl, and this has been my homegirl for 15 years, but throughout that 15 years, for about 2 or 3, we was fucking, then you have to answer yourself, am I still gonna be this? Is she still gonna be my man? Because because the homegirl is a package deal.
Travis, but listen, if I tell somebody that I'm in a relationship with that 10 years ago I fucked Jackson and it was, we was young, it was a good dick, and now I'm done.
Oh, thanks.
Nice.
And now
yeah.
we're friends and that's it. If that's my man and he rocking with me,
He
how
needs to know
supposed
that.
to, one, he needs to know, and then two, if he can't get over it, then you not for me, sir.
Yeah, but
Everybody got to pass.
But you have to give that person the option to
Yeah.
choose
Yes.
Give you the
whether they're
option.
okay with it or not. You
Don't let the
put
stranger
them
make
in
that.
the
All right.
That's
away.
selfish.
See,
You're
my
selfish.
my concern is Cause you're more concerned about what's the
Himself.
good in
What,
it.
Yeah.
what he gonna lose?
But no,
from it?
he's more concerned about like what he's more concerned about what's the good in it. I'd be more concerned about like what if this shit goes south? How was that going to look?
So for
Because
me,
wait. What I was gonna
Just
say.
like you told us a story about that woman in the apartment and how she got in your bed.
Yes.
and shit while you was on date.
Good point.
She was being petty. And
Disrespect.
you had-
That was
Yeah, that was.
disrespectful.
But if you have a woman that you fucked around your woman,
She need a round of
and
applause,
She might
first
still
off.
like you or something like that, and she be petty and say something or mention something to let your woman know that she fucked you.
Yeah.
Your woman is going to beat your ass because you had her. In
That's
the
what
room
I.
with somebody
That's
and
what
you
I was
didn't
gonna
tell
say.
her.
You don't know.
You don't know
the,
how-
so I think the
random-
conversation should be with the woman who I was fucking. Hey, you know, so and so is
No,
important.
bro. No,
Act
no.
right.
Shoot, you. Why would you
Why?
give the random broad the precedent?
Well,
She not on that.
Think about it.
She's not on the.
You're more concerned
No.
about somebody feeling that you're just fucking. You clearly said that there's nothing past that. Nothing.
And
Right.
if she trusts you, and if that's your woman, and she take your word for what it is,
This nigga don't get it. Look at his face. Look at this nigga.
I'm still. I don't know. And again, I'm not saying my mindset is
You
right.
already did say you was on the other end of it. So that's
So
what
you
you're
go
right.
ahead and wait. You telling me you? So if it's you, your lady, and
Break it
a chick
down.
and a chick that you fuck,
Break
y'all
it
all in
down,
the same
sir.
room.
he gonna be at the.
You're worried because you know that your lady's in the room
He
and the
gonna
girl
give her
that
the
you
head
fuck
nod.
is in the room. So you're gonna dip off and have the conversation with the girl who's not your lady.
Or in advance, because I might still have
This
an.
looks so sneaky though.
Does
bro.
it?
Yeah.
No,
Because
it's a tip.
You go
it's
behind your
on the
lady
tip.
back.
Tip to who?
You
It's
go
on-
behind your woman back the whole process through, the whole way through it.
It's just because it's no different than because I can remember.
Travis, you might be a fuckboy.
No, I'm thinking of a scenario where.
You might be a fuckboy.
No,
No, okay, just
I'm thinking
tell
of a.
us, what are you gonna tell to the girl that you fucking? What is the tip you about to give? her?
Hey, FYI,
Yeah.
I have so and so with me. This is someone who's special,
Do you think she?
and I
can
think
take
and I think that conversation.
Boy, I would not give a fuck, and I would have been that girl upstairs like I ain't leaving, and y'all gonna leave, come back, and I'ma still be here because I don't give a fuck. Why the fuck would she care about? This is someone special.
You care
I
about.
don't give a fuck.
If you talking to her about someone, you should be talking to the person you care about,
Yes.
not the person you don't care about. She don't give a fuck about her.
Or you.
Why does she have to respect you and do what you ask and not?
She don't give a fuck
So
about
my
you,
naive
those
mindset
face.
is that you know what, we're adults. We had our stretch, our
She was
spell.
not being an adult at
Our
the time.
spell was something
That's why
casual.
her ass was still
And
on
you
back.
see how
And what
the
Our
Let
spell
her
was
finish,
something
let her finish.
casual and it was not significant. And now, if you're crossing path with something that is significant, hey, let's be adults and keep our casual thing discreet so that it doesn't interfere with what I have going on. That's it. And it would be the same expectation the other way. If a chick, if I'm out and about, and this has happened, if I'm out and about at whatever nightclub or lounge, and I see a chick, and this has happened, who was at my crib 2 weeks ago, but you're on a date. The maturity, because niggas are over.
That's
No,
different.
but it's the same concept. It's the same
it's
concept.
so different.
If we're dating,
That's
I
not
can
the
date
same.
other people. You can date other people. I'm talking about if it's
Fine. If you was at my spot 30 days ago and I say, hey, hello.
Days ago.
Fine. If you was at my spot 2 weeks ago and I see you out and about and I come say, hey, what's up? You with dude. And the introduction is, this is my guy, so-and-so. Okay, that is my understanding. And y'all know I don't read rooms because I'm blind.
You gotta learn to
But goddamn it, that should be the most obvious sign that says, this is her dude. Let me not do or say nothing or be flirtatious anyway to give off flags to her dude because I don't want to fuck her with what she got going on.
cheating on your woman anyway,
Why do I
then
care?
yeah, fuck it. We talking about if you in a relationship, you being fucking faithful, nigga.
You
Not
found the
if you
love of
cheat.
your life.
Yeah, then you should be talking to her and letting her know, hey, I have a past with this lady. If she speaks to you, cool. She don't, cool. But
I just wanted to let you
I don't
know.
want you laughing and grinning in her face, and she know that we done did whatever, and you look silly.
Even slicker way to do it in your scenario, where it's like you actually like go up to somebody or whatever. If you with your girl and like say the other girl that you used to smash or whatever, when you introduce them, you be like, "This is my lady," and yeah, we used to date,
That's it.
and boom, it's
Yeah.
over.
That's enough communication right there.
Because we used to date is just, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of like a softer way.
It's a
of
very
saying,
broad statement, but you can.
Yeah.
You giving everybody that option.
You letting everybody know
Yeah.
that we used to deal with each other.
Yeah.
I'm lost at why you think the girl that you just having sex with would care about
a whole. She get a whole.
Oh, so it's like it's so
dissertation
it's
about
but
what
to
the
the point.
situation is.
No,
I'm lost.
to bring
Explain
it to bring
that.
it full circle to the point, it's not even who I'm currently, because he said who I used to. So again, if he's having a show and there's 100 women there, the odds are high. So if there's 100 women there, and he might have had sex
He went
with
from
10
like
of them,
20 to 100.
but then if he brings his now significant other for whatever a month or a year, and the significant other wants to come and support a show, I don't see the benefit of saying, hey, significant other, these 10 women bought tickets, and 3-4 months before I was with you, I was fucking these 10 women.
Travis,
I don't know.
you missing the point
I don't know what
no.
benefit that brings.
Where you missing the point at is if he brought somebody to his show that they only been dating for like a month, why would he tell her that? We talking about somebody that you with, that you want to be with. You see, you missing that part.
You keep on saying dating.
Yes, we on two different pages.
Dating means options,
Right.
no
The
obligation.
If
to
you
me,
don't
I'm
have to-
outside.
Of course, you don't have to tell
it's
her.
more so it's
Because
it's
me,
like,
I think it's all one and the same. But that's just me.
it's
think
like
you should tell the sides.
it's damage control before any damage happens.
Say it again. Say it one more time.
It's damage control before any damage
That's
happens.
why I asked him for it.
It's like insurance.
Don't
True.
ask her.
Don't ask me.
It's pretty much like insurance. Where it's like, yo, I'm gonna pay this fucking policy or whatever, just in case some
He's
shit
shaking his
happens.
head.
My concern is because again, I just
Bro, 'cause you never know.
women, and I'm not saying this in a bad way,
So some
but
women.
So okay, some women,
thank
excuse me,
you.
generically, some women.
Appreciate it.
Then it becomes because they're naturally inquisitive. So then,
I'm gonna ask you some questions.
so here comes all the who, what, when, hows, and whys.
Those are women that
So you
you.
rather take the risk of not telling her, and then the other girl tell her. Now she gonna come to you, and it's gonna be even more questions.
But if I'm having
Like-
the mature, and again, this comes so here goes a
Stop
layer
saying
deal.
that, Travis.
No,
We
here
don't
comes
give
the
a
layer.
fuck.
Here
If
comes
I'm
the layer
talking to you, if
aspect.
There's no mature conversation. When
We're
you
in
tell
our
me that,
30s. We
I'ma
gotta
say-
be mature at
No,
this
fuck
point.
that. Ain't no age on this shit. Petty goes to death. Okay, so
That's a fact though.
that's a fact.
Especially when you dealing with women, bro.
Okay.
That's a fact.
Some
And what if
women.
the woman still,
Some.
what if the woman still like
I'm
has
telling
feelings for you
I
too?
would that part.
Right.
Because if I just fucked you 2 weeks ago and we walk in the room and you with somebody where you like, she's so special to me, I'm finna shut this shit down.
Right.
Just because I'm petty. I don't give a fuck, Travis.
Right.
Right now at this age, right now would do that shit. I'd probably do that shit out of spite if I ain't even with you. I ain't even fucked you. She ain't gonna know. That might be how I'm feeling tonight.
Right.
That's what I'm telling
So
you.
the way you nip
So
that,
that
in
go,
the-
so
the way
that goes
you-
2 layers deeper
But
because
the-
then that
but-
goes to
but
what
look,
kind of women do I fuck
But
with
this is the thing,
if
though.
they're gonna be petty to that
would never
extent.
know.
But this is the thing.
You
You
would
first of
never
all,
know.
you never know that.
So then do
But
y'all
wait a minute,
women
wait a
do this?
minute,
Does the
wait a
same
minute.
expectation go to the
Wait
women?
a minute. Wait a minute though,
He wants this
because
shit to be fair.
wait a minute though.
I'm curious.
Hold
Go
up.
ahead.
Rewind.
Go ahead.
Switch
The
it.
other part in that is if you tell your lady, right, even if, say for instance, the random girl who is trying to be petty, she's trying to one up your girl, but if your girl already got the information, now y'all both
She
can laugh
got
at this
it.
goofy
Yeah,
bitch
There you go.
She
for
got
trying
it.
to be petty.
Checkmate. Checkmate.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like your girl could be like, bitch, I
Okay.
don't give a. And he told me you fucked, and he told me your pussy
But
trash.
you know what? No, what a real
some
lady
shit, like, you know
gonna
what I'm
do,
saying? Like-
she gonna be like, girl, I did this, and she gonna be like, oh, thank you for letting me know. Whole
Right.
time she already knows.
She already here.
And that actually,
And that's
actually
kudos to you.
That solidifies you and your lady's relationship.
You was
For
able to
real.
Tell her that.
It really
I
do.
buy that. I buy that. If that's if, and we gonna put a capital I at
Oh
least.
my
I ain't gonna say
God.
capital I, capital F, but there's one capital letter somewhere in if, where if she can accept that and be comical and humorous with it.
Why wouldn't she?
It don't even have to be humorous. I
You
mean,
know what?
it's,
Now we're
if
gonna go back to what type of women are you that?
yeah.
Okay, so that goes two layers. So that
I
goes
understand
that goes
what
two
you're saying.
layers
That's a whole
deeper.
different episode.
That's
Tune
a
in
whole-
later.
yeah, that's a whole different episode.
I'm climbing back up.
But then I want to know: does the same concept apply to the women?
This shit ain't
What
equal.
what you mean?
Oh, now it's not.
No,
so
no,
so if you got
no,
dude,
no, man.
if you would you tell a man and you go to whatever?
Yes, because he's not finna be out here looking stupid.
Right.
No.
I'm saving you because if you come to
Yes.
mine, he might knock your ass out.
Yeah.
So I'm saving you the trouble. Okay,
But it's
I'm saving
easy.
your
It's,
life.
it's
Imagine if you ran into it. Imagine if you ran into you ran into the nigga in the bathroom that fuck your girl, but you don't know this nigga because she didn't tell you. She didn't say nothing, right? You in the urinal or you in a stall and he washing his hands, but he talking to his homie and like, yeah, oh shit, yo, I just seen some of this old work. Yo, I used to bust that bitch ass. I used to clap them
my
cheeks.
D used to touch the back of her
And
throat.
she fucking he's describing your fucking girl to a nigga, but the way he describing her is just on some bust down shit.
And then you come out the bathroom, say,
And then-
hey, baby.
And you come out like yo, what the fuck? You go back to the table and talk to your girl like, yo, like I overheard the conversation. Nigga described you to a T. Like this nigga right over here. Who the fuck? Like now you
Now
out
you got questions.
you out the loop.
You pissed.
That's
It's not even questions. It's one question. And the only
Did you suck his
significant
dick? Did you suck his dick though?
See y'all see. Y'all care about it.
for me all
She can say.
She can say no.
did not. You're the only one.
Just you. That's so funny.
If I'm thinking that's a good scenario. If I'm being put on the spot, my mindset, I would think I would only care if this was something in the midst of our dating. If it was something in the midst of our dating, because now if because I would ask the question, hey, just FYI, I overheard XYZ to what you explained. When did that happen? I'm not saying I'm not asking because the win matters. The win matters on when we became significant.
Would
That
you feel
doesn't-
better if you didn't have to ask that question because she already
They told you. She had the time
want
to
to ask
tell
the
you, and y'all
question.
in the bathroom
So when you
afterwards.
would have heard the shit in the bathroom,
So
you would have
this-
been like this clown.
and
ass
look-
nigga.
look
know
how you
what?
feel.
I'm
How
I
you
don't
feel?
know. I haven't gone through this before.
Okay, he never went through it.
I haven't been through this.
Damn, we know.
Okay, so maybe
All
that's
right,
why that's his point of view.
Well, look, all right, look.
I don't want to get under anybody's skin.
We've rambled on and on, but I thought those were pretty good. That was a good conversation too.
Learn something, Travis.
Evolve.
But look, man, I know my
I
I know sometimes, you know what I'm saying, my audience, their attention span isn't super long. So I do appreciate y'all niggas for coming on and coming through, because I was supposed to record earlier this week, but some shit happened. So I thank y'all for kind of like, you know, filling in. We had this plan, but I still appreciate y'all for coming in or coming on, sitting down, talking y'all shit.
It's always a pleasure.
Thanks for having
I try
me.
to make it very, very comfortable to where you forget that the cameras are here.
Appreciate it.
Business. That's all you get.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So
Yeah, we ain't name dropping or nothing.
But
you
but
know
nah,
who you
man, y'all stupid. But before we get out of here, man, let's just go back around the room and remind the people where they can find y'all.
Well, I'm Travis. Instagram is tdavis314. Travis Davis, Central Missouri Network on Facebook, and then Twitter T_Davis314.
My name is Latoya, and my Instagram is her chocolate face. He will provide the underscores.
My name is Diana. Mine is Ms. MZ_Anna_ on Instagram.
My name is Kim Maurice, better known as Cam. Kim Maurice Elise on Facebook. A chocolate tip woman on Instagram. He'll provide the credits.
Ooh, yeah.
And that's I don't know if my mics can pick that up.
I
But
hope not.
my nigga Mees,
I hope they can.
My nigga Me, I hope they can. My
I
nigga
hope they
Mees
can.
is upstairs snoring his fucking life away. But I'll put his info down on the bottom of the screen as well, man. And of course, I'm Jackson1616. JAXON 1616 is my Instagram. One Mic Stand is the podcast page, which is the word _Mike_Stand_. And also video production, not Jax, NOT_JAX. If anybody needs videos, we're doing the 30 for 30 still. So if you're a local business and you need some free promo, we'll come out and we'll shoot it for 30 minutes and give you a 30-second commercial. No charge, just trying to create new audiences and a new network. Other than that, man, This is gonna be on the Patreon, so just tell all your people to sign up, subscribe to the Patreon. We drop episodes every week. Sometimes it's just me, but then when I get a chance to go to another city, I always try to link up with dope people and have dope conversations, just like the one we just had. So,
Oh yeah.
That's it, Houston. We out. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all niggas, man.
If I had more Hennessy, I would say let's cheers to 20 years. But you know,
It's just a salute.
I'm out of Hennessy. So.
You look.